Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to another life changing, life altering installment of the In Between podcast. This is your girl, hopefully, or maybe, named Ayek, and I'm the host of the In Between podcast. If you're new, thank you for coming. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I say maybe every time I say I'm your girl, because me, I don't know. Maybe I'm your girl, maybe I'm not. Maybe you're listening to compile a list of, I don't know. I don't know. I might not be a girl. But thank you for listening either way. Speaking of that, please don't keep me a secret. Don't keep me a secret. If you're watching on YouTube, share on your WhatsApp status because I already know you be posting my WhatsApp status. I know that you post my WhatsApp status. I know you post on it very well. And you post my Instagram story. So share me. Don't keep me a secret. If you listen to the podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to, don't keep me a secret either. Special shout out to two friends in particular who don't play about my podcast. They share. Hey, those are my friends. They share very well. So shout out to you guys. Love ya. Thank you so much for supporting since day one. These my two friends have supported since day one. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. Now, last week, deep sigh, deep sigh. Hey, God, deep sigh. Last week I was going through it. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I was going through it. It was one of those weeks where I said, you know what? Let me go ahead slowly lock the door, close my door, and express my emotions in my closet. And I'm not joking. As someone who's working on expressing emotions other than extreme happiness and rage, the other emotions, yeah, I still have to lock myself in the room and not do anything for a few hours or a few days. So that takes work, dealing with how to manage my emotions and not let them overwhelm me. I'm learning that one step is expressing them. So last week was heavy. Last week was very, very heavy. The Lord had to, child, even into this week, my dear, I would just hold my Bible to my chest and cry myself to sleep, long story short. Transitions are great when you know that, like, when you know you're transitioning. And I thank God for the new beginning and new journeys. But, my dear, how do I say this? It's not easy. As someone who's obsessed with being perfect, obsessed with, and of course that need for perfection is a trauma response. All my girlies who know, no, if you grew up in a culture where you had to be this and perfect or whatever, then you know that, whew, any slight change in plan, especially in how you're presented to people that matter, like in my case, my parents and stuff, can be devastating. I'm thinking, no, I need to be perfect. I need to have it all together. It is all together. It's just not in my hands, which is like, okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's put it that way. But God has been holding me close. Him and I have been having some interesting conversations. We've been having conversations. Like, I'm not pulling out a list and listing out stuff. I'm actually talking to the Lord. Like, hey, good morning, Lord. How are you doing today? Stuff like that. Stuff that I'm like, because before, thank you, Lord Jesus, for this day. Okay, so I need these 10 million things. I need to, help me not to cuss this person out, all this stuff. So it's been interesting having conversations with God, and it just gets sweeter. It gets better. Been able to ask a lot of questions that I was afraid to ask before, because I'm like, y'all told me not to ask no questions, not to ask any questions to God. I'm asking my questions. Some he's answered, the other ones he said, why do you want to know? What do you want? What is it? So it's been an interesting journey navigating that as well. Let's talk about spring and spring cleaning. If you are not from, I want to say, the Western Hemisphere, but like North America and Europe, then you might not be familiar with the term. You're familiar with the term spring in theory, I know for a fact, but oh wait, and I guess in Southern Africa as well. Yeah, Southern Africa. It's just flipped. Anyway, my point is, if you're not familiar with spring in practice, like if you've not experienced a spring, then I'll explain it a little bit to you, but I know that you know what spring is. I know. So spring is a transitional season between winter and summer. It's when there's a lot of rain. It does get a little warmer, which is good. And It's most noted for the rain, but that's when the greens start coming out, the trees start coming back and things like that. So there's this terminology, if I'm not mistaken, it's a primarily American terminology, which is spring cleaning. Basically, you're clearing out your space to make room. And in some cases, we're clearing out our space to make room for more stuff that we're gonna pack into the place. But the theory is clearing out your space to make room. Well, I've discovered first and foremost that I really love spring. I used to love autumn, but then when I stopped indulging in Halloween and what's that thing? Halloween and scary movies and stuff like that, I'm like, what is this? I only like it now, autumn, because it's my birthday. Now autumn is a transitional season between summer and winter. So it's kind of the opposite. That's when a lot of things die, the leaves fall and all of those things, and the weather cools down. But spring is, I've discovered in recent history, is actually my favorite season. I like how I could wear my cute little jackets, but not the puffer jackets. And no bugs are chasing me per se, because you know we got the Amazon perfume on, like nothing and no one is chasing us. And I love to see everything come to life. So when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, of course, in discussion with the Lord, I'm actually not joking. I'm so serious. I said, Lord, what are we talking about today? What are we talking about? And spring cleaning was what came to mind. So how do we spring clean our minds and our hearts and stuff like that? This is a juicy one for me as someone who, I'm 29, I'm turning 30 this year by the grace of God. I can remember I wish I was joking. I can remember things and offenses from when I was like 3 years old. I remember people yelling at me since like when I was 3 on my 3rd birthday. Okay. Yeah. That's how good my memory is. Some people's trauma response is to forget everything. Mine, I don't know if it's trauma response. I've been remembering everything. So recently I've been going through just doing a lot more work on myself and letting the Lord heal the parts of me that I'm just like, you don't know what you're doing. Let me handle this. And he's like, girl, you don't know what you're doing. Stop. And one of the things has been addressing my past to make room for the present. We're clearing out our spaces. I had an obsession with my past. And I was convinced that my past is what dictated my future. And you know, it's funny. It was never the good things, right? It was never the positive things, like my degrees, my education, my work experience. It was always bad things, bad cycles, bad happenings in my life that shaped future experiences. So I couldn't see anything outside from those experiences. Let's say something happened when I was looking for a job 5 years ago. Oh God, it's gonna happen again because everything repeats its cycle. Oh, let's say, you know, I had this thing when I was younger. I said every even numbered year, something big and tumultuous has to happen in my life because it happened maybe, I don't know if it's coincidental. Don't really believe in coincidences, but I think for like 2 or 3 years, that's how it happened, and I was so afraid. But I was like, Lord, please don't let anything bad happen, please. I can't afford that this year. And nothing bad happened, child. I graduated from high school, went to college, all of those wonderful things. When it came to my love life, I tend to meet men who make impact in my life at this point in my life. And if I haven't met him at this point, then this or, oh, I thought this guy was the one. And this is this. So like, there's all of these things. Okay. And it shaped how I viewed everything. This is the truth about it. It was easier and safer. If I held on to cycles and things from the past or trends that I noticed from the past, it was actually better for me, or so I thought, and it was safer because I already knew what to expect, even if it was a completely different scenario. I missed out. Looking back, I know that I missed out on a lot of opportunities, a lot of great people coming into my life because of trends that I made, or they're called inner vows. I've discovered they're called inner vows. You make a judgment and then you make an inner vow. I realized I missed out on a lot of stuff because of inner vows that I made about people, about cultures, about opportunities, about jobs, just all kinds of stuff about myself. About myself, girl. But it was safer. And funny enough, when I say I missed out on opportunities, looking back, now that I'm thinking about it, I missed out on the opportunities because I couldn't accept that there was a new beginning. I heard at many points in my life, God is doing a new thing. I even heard God say, oh, I'm doing a new thing. And when the new thing would come, I'm like, this seems like this person or like that situation. So it has to be the same thing. I refused to heal. Okay. I use it as a reference. I use it as an indicator for what was next without ever being in the future. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Like, I use past experiences to dictate what would happen in the future and create these trends. And then when I would get disappointed because I made no effort, or because I self-sabotaged, or I distanced myself, or whatever the case may be, I was upset. But in my mind, oh, you see what happened? You see. My therapist would tell me, oh, you have these self-fulfilling prophecies. And I'm like, no, it's the same thing that happened. This is, she's like, no, this is another opportunity. This is completely different. You're obsessed with your past. Let it go. So how do we spring clean? If you're anything like me, and it might not be your past or like trauma or pain or unforgiveness, it could be anything. Some of your friends, some of them friends, girl, the ones that want you to chase them, are the ones that only call you when they have tea about other people, are the ones that need you to get them out of a bind every time. And you know, it's not even like they need to it's not like they need you to get them out of a bind for any particular reason, just that they make bad choices. They're obsessed with bad choices. They may think it's fun. They may think it's their character trait. I've known some people like that. There's probably some time in my life where I was that person, right? Here's a Bible verse, because I had to, when I saw this Bible verse, I'm like, this is making my point too. This is making my point that everything happens over and over again. Ecclesiastes 3:15. What is happening now has happened before, and what will happen in the future has happened before, because God makes the same things happen over and over again. That tripped me up real bad, because I'm like, okay, so then that means that if this happened, then it's going to happen again, with no evidence. With no evidence. With absolutely no evidence. Okay, let me give you an example. This was 2 years ago. I met, okay, the story is kind of funny, but it's kind of not. I met a friend. Well, he wasn't my friend when I met him. I met someone, we became friends. But the way that we met was, I wanted it to be platonic. But then when we started talking, I'm like, this guy, he's okay. Like, he's very okay. But then I started creating storylines and scenarios in my head without listening to promptings from God. And then one day we just never spoke again. Who knows? Maybe we could, you know what? I don't know. I can't say, let me know. Who knows what could have happened if I had listened to what God had told me during that time, right? But I had just created all these scenarios in my head, all these thoughts in my head, because I had refused to heal, or I thought what I was doing was healing, but it was actually quite the opposite. But it was on the way, right? This is the thing with that verse, Ecclesiastes 3:15. Yes, there are things that have happened before that will happen again, but they're also cycles, right? There's a difference between the Lord using certain situations to teach you something, or certain things in life happening over and over again. But what I've discovered is even those things that happen over and over again means it's a cycle. It does not mean that, oh, because it happened last time means it's going to happen again. There's a difference between cycle and just another opportunity. How do we draw the line? I'm learning how we tell the difference. It's only the Holy Spirit that can help us tell the difference. Oh my gosh, it's only the Holy Spirit that can help us tell the difference. Don't put pressure on yourself of trying to know, but definitely ask questions. Lord, is this a repeat? Especially when you don't see signs that, for example, this person has the same characteristics as someone that you knew, or this opportunity is similar to an opportunity that hurt you in the past, or this person is like this. If you're not seeing the signs and you're still concerned, just ask God. Because Lord gonna tell you. Oh, he gonna tell you. He gonna send a friend. He gonna let you, he gonna phone a friend. Like, trust me, he's gonna tell you. He's gonna tell you. Okay, so a few of the things that I had to do to set myself free from this obsession with the past and to make room to clear up my space to do spring cleaning was address my issues with things from the past and why I was obsessed with the past. It was fear. Some things happen. I mean, like with everything in life, certain things happen and I said, oh no, this is how it's always going to be. This is how these people are. This is how that person is, this and this. Even people in my life, not really letting them move past who they were before at the time where they could have offended me or done me wrong, whatever the case may be. I had to denounce this. Oh, this is history repeating itself. Because when getting clarification that no, this is an opportunity, this is another chance, this is a new way of doing things, I would still insist, no, this is happening again. Oh God, this thing that I said won't happen is happening again with no grounds, guys. Causing myself stress, sleeping for 1 minute and 30 seconds every day on something that had no evidence, no basis, was history repeating itself. Another thing I had to do was actually do the cleaning, right? That was the thing. Getting rid, like deleting text messages, deleting pictures, deleting like work ID badges from past jobs. Every time a mentality or thought process or an inner vow would come up and I'll say, oh, that's how it is. That's how it will be. I would say, no, that's not. That's actually not how it would be. That's not how it's always going to be. That doesn't mean that this is the same situation. And if this is the exact same situation, Lord, what do I do? It's taken and takes a lot of leaning on God. And it takes a lot of patience to wait on God because, hey, save space. When I ask the Lord something and I don't get the answer in 0.30 seconds, I'm going to Target. I'm going to go see what I can do. Even if I'm not doing anything much, I must get up, or I used to like get up from that place. Of course, the Lord has made it easier, but yeah, I'm gonna find what else to do. Since you don't want to talk in 3 minutes, Lord, I'm out. Pace. Finding out. You have to find out what this situation is. And also, I think one of the biggest things was being honest. Hey, I have not forgotten that thing that happened 10 years ago and it shaped the way that I view men. I've not said it on this platform, but I said in conversation, I'm from Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom State is in southern Nigeria. It's in south, as we call the South region. I had strong thoughts on men from Akwa Ibom. I had very, very strong thoughts. It's, seeing things, observe things, just knowing a lot of things about my culture and just trends and things like that. And, hearing, I be listening to my parents speak Igbo, but I understand Igbo, I also understand English. So I be knowing what they be talking about. Hearing all of these things, I had strong opinions about men from Akwa Ibom, and I'm like, no, our women deserve better. Which, hey, most women do. But, just all of these things. Thoughts about how God will do certain things. Oh, God he would not do that because remember the last time when I applied for the job and I didn't get it? Or remember the last time I applied for this thing in this industry and I didn't get it? Or remember this, and this? Yeah, he's not going to do it. I boxed in a lot of people, boxed in a lot of opportunities for God to move. And I had to be honest about that. These are my thought processes. These are the way I view things. Hey, it's hard for me to let go. I can't let go of these friends. I don't want to be alone. I struggle to make friends. These are just examples. I struggled to make friends growing up. I've known these friends since I was 3. I don't have anyone else. I don't want to move across the country. What if we break up? Like, there's just all of these things, but you have to be honest about the fear and why you're refusing to spring clean. A lot of us tend to be past due spring cleaning because it's hard to let go. But you know what else is another factor? Validation and what people will think. I can't leave this job now. What will my parents say? No, I can't leave him. We've been together for 5 years. Please, no. No, I can't end my friendship with her because then I have to end my friendship with him and this person and that person. And what are people going to say? I don't want to be mean. Oh, I don't want to seem unserious. What are we missing out on because we're not making room? what are we missing out on because we're not making room? And this is rich coming from a person like me, because I've always had the thought process of, oh, I don't care. I just want things easy. I just want things easy. But like truly, what is on the other side of just letting those things go? What is on the other side of letting the past go? For me, one of the major things that was on the other side of letting the past go was love, opening my heart up to love, romantic love, genuine love, familial love, genuine love between friends. I was missing out on so much because I could not let go of the past. Even my friendships with women, because of painful experiences from the past, I'm a girl's girl, but I would never let it get to a certain point. And with men, oh, you, no, stay. You should go. Which that, I mean, hey, still manage the way you interact with men if you're a woman. I'm just saying. No, on a serious note though, who knows what we're missing out on if we don't make room? I don't know that when you make room for something, you're going to get the best result, or like you're going to get the final result the next day, but that's probably because it has to be healing and growing and all kinds of things in between the time you made room and getting what you made room for. But we're never going to know until we try, unless we try. Like, guys, we just have to do it, right? We have to do it. It's not, you don't have to, let me not say we have to, but if you want to progress in life, just do the spring cleaning. Go up to the attic of your life, go to the attic of your mind, or the basement, or the garage, or garage, as everyone else in the world says. Throw some stuff out. Like I said earlier, it could be physical things. It could be gifts. It could be a card. It could be pictures. It could be a book. It could be a journal. I don't know. Or it's like in your mind, hey, I believe this. I had evidence in the past, but I don't want to believe this anymore. Lord, help me. Like, we just got to do it. We got to do it. Another thing that I realize spring cleaning, or a lot of times we have to look at when it comes to spring cleaning, are our habits. Habits that are not benefiting us in this new season, okay, this new journey before summertime, like actual summer and just summer of life comes. We gotta look at them and throw them out, because a lot of times they steal. So some examples is like binge eating, impulsive spending, impulsive eating, porn, masturbation, porn addiction, porn addiction, masturbating, casual sex, like the vices, the things that we used to escape. For some people, I think maladaptive fantasies, like you go into your fantasy world and you're there for hours, gaming, shopping online, stuff like that. How those are some of the habits that gotta go too. Cussing people out. If you are habitual cussing people out, as someone who used to do it, always being available to people. You always have to be there. You have to be the one having the answers, always needing to be in control. Those are a few things that also need to be spring cleaned as well. So take a look at your life and think about, I gave you some examples. For me, it was dealing with the past and a lot of bad habits, and those are just examples. But what do you think needs to be cleaned out of your life? And if you're listening to this, you're listening to it because it most likely applies to you. There's nobody that does not need some level of spring cleaning. Some people do better jobs than others, because some people are like chronic cleaners, or they're super self-aware, or whatever the case may be. What do you think needs spring cleaning in this season? Don't be afraid to bring it up. Some stuff that I've brought up that I know needed spring cleaning, when I brought it up, I felt like I was gonna die, but like I just had to, right? It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna feel the most cuddly, or whatever the case may be, but it's just what has to be done. This is the truth about it. It's a distraction. These things we refuse to let go of, these things that we refuse to throw out in our minds, in our mentalities, in our interactions, or even physically, they're distractions. And Satan uses them and ties people down for 3 to 4 years. Let me put it to you guys this way. Something that really, if I had just opened my heart up to healing, I don't know, maybe it could have taken a year or like 6 months, took me 4 years to get over. And it's just like, I just refused to let it go. That part of the attic was filled with things. I said, I'm not letting this go. Let me see. So I remember how wicked this. It's like, so much time was wasted, guys. I'm just saying, take it into consideration. Let's go to Isaiah 43:19. Watch for the new thing I'm going to do. It is happening already. You can see it now. I will make a road through the wilderness and give you streams of water there. Let's go to Philippians 3:13-14. Forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead, I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, is calling us. Amen. If you feel like you don't have the right to spring clean because of guilt, shame, oh, but I was the one who did it, oh, I wish I hadn't done it, or, oh, it's going to be too much, I don't want to hurt them. You can't be condemned. How about that? Long story short, that's basically what I'm saying. It is what it is. It's happened. Make room. How much longer are you going to kill yourself? How much longer are you going to harm yourself and guilt yourself? There's no threshold. The pit just gets deeper and deeper. And then there's no progress in that area of your life. Just saying. I said I'm going to be nice to you guys this week. Because I was insulting some regions of the world last week. But no, like, truly, it's time to make room. I'm not saying this from a place of, oh, I want to hype you up. I want to ginger you. I want to get you to come back to the podcast. I'm telling you what I know. It's time to make room. How long is it going to take you to make room for what's due to you? How long will it take? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So make the room, because see, if that place is full, when that blessing comes, when that opportunity comes, when that open door comes, when that healing opportunity comes, whatever it is, when it comes, if there's no space, where do you want them to put it? Where do you want God to put the blessing? You may cuss the person out. You may have hardened your heart for the opportunity. You may have said, oh, you may have opened your mouth and said something, declared something, right? That now stops it from happening. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this with great urgency. Spring clean. Spring clean. I don't know if it's going to take you a month. I don't know if it's going to take you 2 years, but you have to start today. You know, cuckoo get choice. You have to start today. I said earlier that, oh, you can if you want to. I'm saying no. So that at the end of 2024, you look back, you'll be like, Lord, thank you. And you'll be ready for what's ahead. We've got to do this, guys. And I'm saying this all to you. I understand how you feel. I understand the justification. I understand all of it. I understand how hard it is. I understand everything you are saying. Even if I don't empathize with certain examples, I sympathize for sure. And then I straight up just empathize with other situations. But we have to make the room. I'm excited for you. I think I said this in one of the earlier episodes. I'm really, really excited for you and what's to come. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for us. I'm excited for what's ahead. Like, the worst is behind us. But how are we going to receive it if we haven't made room? Tell me. No, I want you to tell me. Tell me. I'll wait. Right. We're in this together. God is not going to let us go. We're here for each other. I thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.